premier flower festivals in St. Lucia, Lawas and La Marguerite are important cultural events on the island's calendar. The Lawas Festival, held every August, is celebrated on the feast of the patron saint, St. Rose de Lima. The La Marguerite Flower Festival, held every October, is celebrated on the feast of the patron saint, St. Marguerite Mary Alcoque. The origins of the festivals are still subject to conjecture.
There is no definitive conclusion on how each of them actually started, but in terms of a general story, it is the general story of the development of Creole culture all over, where the coming together of cultures. The foundation, of course, is the African, which has been the majority culture, majority people, the engine of cultural creation in this part. But Creole culture, just like the language, just like a lot of the Creole practices that we do, it actually represents the coming together of different cultural backgrounds and traditions. In respect to the meaning of the festival, a lot of it, the discussion and dialogue was around what makes us really St. Lucian. And in trying to answer these questions, the La Rose and the Marguerite, the very uniqueness of these festivals to St. Lucia made them very high in terms of trying to define what a St. Lucian is. And so in terms of the St. Lucian identity and our Caribbean identity, there was a lot going for it and for the preservation of it. When you look at societies in their full regalia, or their dress and so on, you see the mimic of the European court, and you will see characters that we may not have had in our history, but it's like a mimic here. So you'll see kings, you'll see queens, you'll see princesses, but you'll also see other people of position in the state. You'll see magistrates, you will see presidents, you will see nurses, you will see doctors, you will see soldiers, all different types, and these actually have roles in the society. The La Rose and La Marguerite Society have their own music, and it's a vibrant music tradition. I say vibrant because it's constantly reinventing itself. A lot of those folk music traditions, songs are composed virtually on a daily basis based on things that happen in the society, in the world, almost anything. It's a form of recording developments in the society, as well as providing music for entertainment, relaxation, enjoyment, fun of the society. And in that respect, the chanteur, who is the lead singer, or chanteur, as in the male, becomes very, very important. They're usually the composer and singer but they lead the singing.
The Lawas and La Marguerite festivals emanate from two different singing societies, and as such are in constant rivalry. This is demonstrated in both song and dance.
A lot of the compositions are sung in derision of the other, or in glorification or raising up of your own. Okay, so you have a lot of songs over the years that call Wadlow, or call the Marguerite's Buick, or call the La Rose. They don't know where they're going, they don't have no direction, throwing words at each other, all in fun, all in derision. There are times in history where it has gotten pretty serious, the rivalry, etc. Force of circumstances now is minimizing the importance of the rivalry between them, because a lot of the original people are passing on, and you will find now that some of the people who are celebrating in the La Rose will again come out and celebrate in the Marguerite.
Over the years, the two flower festivals have experienced several challenges. Despite the odds, both have grown in stature and composition. The flower societies are committed to managing such challenges and growing the level of participation.
Some of the things that came out, especially caused a lot of concern, is things like the loss of the musicians, and some of the iconic people that have kept alive the traditions. They have gone on in age, and in the last 2 or 3 years, we have lost quite a bit of quite a few of some of the leaders in the society, and particularly in the area of music. And at the community level, what we are seeing is we are not seeing young people coming up and taking up the tradition, the folk tradition of playing some of these instruments. In the area of music, there are lots of recommendations in relation to the School of Music, in relation to what happens in schools, but also in relation to just the community, initiatives in the community to get young people to understudy and to work with some of the older musicians and to create an interest in it at that level. A lot of the summer programs that are being organized for the community, it may not be directly in touch with the formal school, but these are still formal education processes that can be an avenue for getting the youth involved in our celebrations. And particularly, well, the Cultural Development Foundation has a long-standing tradition of summer education in the arts.
As an educator, I would ask that even before school closes, that measures are put into place to get the children, especially since La Wars is celebrated near the opening of school. I think that we can get the children to come together and celebrate this occasion and have a grand finale of what our vacation is like. So when we go back to school, the children are going back to school not tired but pepped up because they've just been enjoying parts of their culture. And I think that is going to make a great impact upon them.
A major concern is the dwindling number of adult community groups participating in the La Marguerite Flower Festival. However, the reverse is true for the La Wars Flower Festival, where school participation has decreased. There are several approaches being adopted to attract more participation in these festivals.
One of this is in the area of PR, public relations, letting people know or be more aware that the awareness is going on. And some of that we are already impacting. I don't know if you have realized Radio St. Lucia on Saturdays right now, we have a Laros program where we're bringing some of the Laros groups into the station. They go on. We're trying to get some of the announcers a lot more aware, and in terms of the choice of music they play, to always include the Laros and things in it. And there was a look at the actual presentation on the day, the stage presentation, put a lot more into the production of the event, you know, as we do for some of the huge events, make them a lot more professional, you know, and inviting to audience and make it a lot more understandable to people that coming.
I think culture is very much alive. Some people say that the culture is dying, but not for 1 minute have I seen any reason to doubt that culture is very much alive. When we look around, we see young children, we see teenagers, we see older people, and they're all very fully involved in the culture. So I believe that there is hope, and all we have to do is to continue encouraging the young people, the little children, and bring them up to love their culture.
Once we continue to make it attractive to young people, then La Rose will live on for a number of years to come. But attracting young people means that you have to make the requisite resources available. It has to be more than just a celebration on the 30th of August. We have to ensure that the groups have the support that we see other entities have to perpetuate whatever in society that they do.
A positive trend has emerged with the increasing participation of youth in these cultural events. Having said that, there is also a move towards obtaining greater involvement by all groups of people.
What I have seen is that the adult group, they have diminished over the years, and the junior groups, the school groups, have made tremendous strides. When we started that in the 90s, the first school, Carmen Rene, and so on, we never anticipated what is happening here today. But it has happened, and we are very pleased about it. It gives us hope. It says to me that the future for the Flower Festival, especially the Margaret, is safe with us here in St. Lucia, by the way the young people are participating and showing their interest in it.
To me, children my age group should be involved in things like this. These are things that people before us did, our parents, our grandparents. If we discontinue doing them, then that's a loss of culture. Our culture is who we are. If we don't know our culture, we don't know ourselves, then what can we become?
There needs to be a lot more injection of more efficient management practices of the groups as organizations and as sustainable organizations at the community level. There need to be a lot more contribution of community development organizations to some of these groups, because they carry a lot of the identity of the community, a lot of the meaning of the community, a lot of the strength of the community. And from a community level, not just a national level, from a community level, organizations have to get a lot more involved and supportive of the people that carry these traditions.